Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the ever-changing world of technology? Tech It Out can help make some sense of it all. Breaking down geek speak into street speak, technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman covers consumer technology each week for every listener. Mark tackles the latest news, reviews, and how-tos to help you understand what's hot, what's not, and why.
Hey everyone, welcome to Tech It Out, episode 150. I'm super excited to hit that milestone, so thank you to you, our listeners, for your ongoing support. As well as thank you to Radio America and to the sponsors, specifically ASUS, the title sponsor on this program. I'm proud to say that we started Tech It Out in July of 2017 with 40 stations that took the 1 hour weekend show. And it wasn't a podcast yet either. And now we've grown it to 104 stations across the country. Thanks to you for spreading the word about this show to your friends and family and colleagues. So thank you so much. All your support on social media. I get so many emails from you. Love it. Thank you so much. If you do want to reach out, I'm at tech@marksaltzman.com. That's TECH at MARCSALTZMAN.com. And I'm all over social media, of course, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. So thank you for helping to get Tech It Out to show number 150. And I hope you're all doing well, too, given that it's the third week of June and the country seems to be opening up more and more as we slowly get back to some sense of normalcy, right? Also, happy Father's Day out there to the dads in radio land and in podcast land. Speaking of which, we're going to get some last-minute Father's Day gadget gift ideas from tech expert Amber Mack a little bit later on in the program. Before that, we'll talk with LG about replicating the movie theater experience in the home, both in picture and in audio quality, especially as you may be spending more time at home and less time in movie theaters if they're even open near you. Also, on this all-new Tech It Out, we're going to chat about a new site called VidDay, which allows you to create and send a sentimental video montage to loved ones. All of this and more on this week's Tech It Out, powered by ASUS. I'll tell you more about them shortly, but let's kick off the show. The last time we caught up with our next guest, it was to talk about working from home. We got some tech tips to staying on your game during the COVID-19 pandemic. And now we've got Gilles Pereira back again from LG, but this time to talk about entertainment at home and replicating that movie theater experience. Gilles is National Training Manager for Home Entertainment at LG. Welcome back to the program, Gilles. How are you?
Hey, Mark. Thanks for having me again. I'm great. How are you?
I'm great too. Thanks, Gilles, and appreciate your time. Now, for many, heading to the theater is as much about the experience as it is about the film. But since heading to the theater isn't an option right now, it's slowly starting to open up across the country. Can you give us any tips for recreating that experience at home?
Yeah, for sure. I think just in general, when people think of their experience at movie theaters, it's obviously the company that you're with, so the people that you're watching a movie with, the atmosphere itself. So the conditions, so if it's lighting and things of that nature. So one cool thing with our TVs is we have the connectivity with any smart devices in your house right from your TV. So you can actually control your smart lights and things of that nature to the exact setting that you want. So that creates kind of that ambiance. And then obviously like snacks, things of that nature, right? The popcorn, get that. So the smell and all that nostalgia kind of comes back. But most importantly, I would say it's the tech, right? The cinema experience by and large is the immersive sound experience and the really intense, powerful audio system that these theaters have. And then obviously the engaging, encapsulating picture quality that these screens and projectors emulate at theater, which obviously is all kind of come together to give you that overall powerful movie watching experience at the movie theaters.
Yeah, got it. So if it starts with tech, how can we upgrade our viewing experience? Any suggestions?
Yeah, so that's a great question. And it's interesting that there's this kind of natural synergy with cinema. Obviously, given the COVID situation, our movie theaters, at least at this point, are for the most part still closed. And we actually have some baked in tech with our TVs in our 2020 OLED lineup as well as our nanocell lineup. But I would first start just by saying the most holistic solution I would say is our OLED lineup. And that's mainly because of the technology behind OLED, and that's the self-lit pixels. So for your listeners, I'll quickly touch on that. It's basically every pixel on the screen provides its own light. So it's self-lit. whereas traditional TVs use a fluorescent light behind the TV. So that causes some issues, whereas the OLED more closely replicates the movie experience that you would have at a theater. So even though a projector and obviously a screen is different, the end result is actually quite similar with the black level detail that you get, the contrast ratio, the viewing angle. So obviously movie theaters are quite large often. So if you're sitting on the left or the right of the theater, you're going to expect the same picture quality and the same contrast and the same brightness and all those elements of picture quality. And with our LG OLED, you get that, right? So even though the tech is a little different, it replicates the same way that you would at a movie theater.
Does screen size matter? I know we're talking quality of the screen, but obviously most of us can't get a movie theater size screen in our homes. So is bigger better, or what's your take on that?
Yeah, I think for sure, like if I was going to prioritize something, I would definitely look at panel technology first and foremost. And that's going to get you so I would say from my perspective and from everything I know in this industry over the last 10 years, I think OLED specifically would give you the closest replication of that. Now, if you have, a basement and you're looking for big audiences, obviously the bigger the TV you can get, the better. And we definitely have a big assortment of powerful nanocell TVs that do something similar with full array backlight technology. So it's controlling the lighting to give you a very good viewing experience. And I'll quickly mention also that both our OLED and nanocell TVs have a feature called Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. So for your listeners, if you remember, remember the Marvel comic universe saga, whenever, I don't know if saga is the right word there, but
sure,
that whole series over like 10, 15 movies, in the early days, I didn't realize, but I was always wondering, why are these people sitting for the end credits? Like I always saw them watching the credits. I never knew why, but eventually I found out there was these secret clips at the end of the movies. So right before the secret clip was put on screen, you would see the formatting that the movie was made in. And you would always see made in Dolby Vision and made in Dolby Atmos, right? So those movies are already made using that format. But if your TV can't read it, won't be able to play it back that way. So, and I say that with an important message here. So that our nanocell and OLED TVs can render that same format that you would get at the movie theater with content streaming from Netflix, from Disney Plus, from Apple TV. So all of these huge streaming partners of ours have that content available. But if you don't have the right TV to read that content, you won't get it. So that's another, I think, important message there, is that the content obviously that you're watching is going to be more similar to what you're getting at the movie theater with our TVs. Yep,
great point. I know Dolby Vision and HDR10, both of them enhance the brightness and contrast and color reproduction of the picture. And we'll talk resolution in a moment, going from 4K to breathtaking 8K. Believe it or not. We'll get to that in a moment. We're chatting with Gilles Pereira. He is National Training Manager for Home Entertainment at LG. And that's exactly what we're chatting about today, bringing that movie theater-like experience into your home during and after COVID-19, replicating that experience with your family and with your socially distanced friends, perhaps. But why don't we now pivot and talk about resolution? There's always a lot of buzz about that, and maybe we need some clarification as well. What is 8K exactly, and why is that a standout feature when it comes to the 2020 lineup of TVs from LG?
Yeah, it's definitely been the trending topic over at least the last 2 years at CES and beyond. We do have a couple of models this year that are considered 8K. So there's a lot of niche elements that are needed to be considered real 8K. I'm not going to get into the depths of that. It's quite technical, but essentially an 8K TV has 4 times as many pixels on the screen as a 4K TV would. So from our earlier conversation about large screen, I would say that this, more than at any other juncture, is where 8K is important. It's when you go bigger, but you don't necessarily have the space in your environment. So if it's a living room or a basement, if you don't necessarily have the space to move further back, but you want to go bigger, I would definitely recommend 8K. Because, just basic physics, if you have more pixels on the same size screen, the pixel gets smaller, right? So, but if the screen gets bigger, then the pixel gets bigger. So you might get pixel distortion, they call it. So when you go to 8K, that pixel gets absolutely tiny and you can't see it. So that definitely resonates with the movie theater experience where, you have this huge big screen, but you're not able to see like the small little pixels. So definitely an important piece for people that are looking and prioritizing the size of their screen. And we definitely offer some solutions for that customer.
Yeah, I know when 4K came out, some people would say, I'm going to go buy a 42-inch 4K TV. And I would say, you know what? Don't. You're not going to see with a screen that quote unquote small. It's funny because 42 inches would be considered huge a decade or so ago. But, but I would say you're not going to really recognize or appreciate the difference between a 1080p picture and a 4K picture because of the pixel density. And now you can say the same thing.
I agree.
About like a 65-inch 8K TV. Might as well go, if you can afford it, of course, budget notwithstanding, 75, 85, 95 inches, and then you're going to truly appreciate it. When we return on Tech It Out, we're going to continue our chat with LG about replicating that movie theater experience in the home. But first, thank you to ASUS, the title sponsor on Tech It Out, creating technology for today and tomorrow's smart life. And that includes its line of award-winning laptops and desktops, monitors, smartphones, tablets, smartwatches, and much more. For those in search of incredible, visit asus.com/US/radio for more info. We'll be right back with more Tech It Out.
Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want. Find the Tech It Out podcast at iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. We're chatting with Gilles Pereira from LG Electronics about replicating that movie theater-like experience in the home. Can you tell us about something LG calls filmmaker mode?
Yeah, this is actually a really exciting feature, Mark. We heard the first mentions of this at CES 2020. So there's been a lot of conversation in the film industry about the gap between Hollywood, like the Scorseses and the Nolans of the world, and how much time and effort they put into making these films look and sound exactly the way they want it to. But by the time the content is being consumed at the consumer level, it loses a lot of its unique and brilliance that they've put so much time into. So this filmmaker mode is essentially going to tell your TV what frame rate to have, what contrast to have, what all these things that the TV is doing post-process. It will basically cut all of that out, and it'll just be like the original kind of raw content, the way it was intended to be seen by these brilliant directors.
And how do you know if your TV supports that? It would just be listed on the box or on the website?
So all of our TVs in 2020 actually support it. You will get an on-screen notification from the so the content basically will have that baked in, and it will tell the TV like, hey, I have filmmaker mode, and then the TV will respond by turning it into filmmaker mode. And then obviously you have the option to turn it off or on at that point. But if you're a videophile and you love pure unadulterated content, I think it's a great move forward for that industry. So people at least have the option to watch it the way it was originally intended. So
aside from TVs, what other products can help elevate the home theater experience?
Oh, well, I think when I always use the analogy of, a car only looks as nice as the rims, right? Or the wheels. It always, a nice set of wheels always makes a car look that much better. And I think audio does that for the movie experience. Like if your audio is lacking, if you're just using TV speakers, our TVs have solid TV speakers, but I always recommend people upscale to our complementary supplemental soundbars. And one of the terminologies I used earlier, Dolby Atmos, that's a sound format. So we have soundbars that are compatible with those formats that they do use at the movie theater. So if you're watching, let's say, I actually just finished watching a series, When They See Us, on Netflix yesterday, and it's mastered in both Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. But if I wasn't watching it on an LG TV with a Dolby Atmos soundbar, I wouldn't have gotten the full extent of that picture and sound quality. So I was watching it on a Dolby Atmos LG soundbar. So that reads basically the information sent from that content, right? And when the movie's made originally or the content is made originally, it has that baked into the content. And then depending on what TV you're watching it from, the TV just will leave that out if it can't read it. Right. So if you're watching it, let's say on one of our competitor TVs that don't support Dolby Atmos or Dolby Vision, then you would get the same movie. You would still be able to watch it, it would be a derivative of that full capability. So you won't be seeing or hearing as much of that great content that you would on one of our soundbars with Dolby Atmos, like our SN9YG or our SN11RG. Those are two good examples of Atmos supporting soundbars. Being able to hear it above you and around you, that's really the immersive, full, punchy experience that people come to expect when you're thinking of a movie theater experience.
George Lucas once famously said that audio is half of the movie viewing experience, because what you watch is that much more enhanced just psychologically when you're hearing it with fantastic audio. And I can believe that for sure. So don't underestimate don't underestimate the importance of good audio. The thinner these TVs get, they sound okay with those pancake sized speakers, but you can do much better with a soundbar or true multi-speaker room setup, home theater setup.
Well, speaking of that, the Star Wars series was all relaunched on Disney Plus with Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, even the original trilogy. So I think, that speaks for itself in terms of where they're prioritizing how good it's going to look and sound, right? So.
Fantastic, Gilles. Great point. We're almost out of time. I was going to ask you about some other features of LG's 2020 TV lineup. I know for sure your OS, your operating system for your smart TV is super important. Maybe if you could spend a couple of seconds on that and then let us know how much these 2020 TVs start at and where we can learn more.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think one of the best complementary features on our TVs this year is our OS, our operating system, and how it functions with our AI, or we call it ThinQ. So wherever you're sitting in the house, if it's in your basement or your living room, wherever you're watching a movie, you can pull up something called a home dashboard. And it essentially allows you to interact with and manipulate or monitor any ThinQ appliance or device in your house. So we obviously LG makes appliances. Depending on the appliance model, it would have ThinQ built in. So, let's say you are cooking a snack for yourself, or you have a load in the washer and things of that nature. You can actually get on-screen notifications wherever you are in the house. Just, again, simplifying the whole experience for you, and you can do things more efficiently and at your own leisure instead of being kind of stuck to the room specifically to be within earshot. And then again, I mentioned earlier, you can also adjust the smart devices in your house right from your TV home dashboard as well. So if the lighting needs to be higher or lower, that'll all be adjustable from your TV. And the TV smartly, I'll add this year I mentioned Dolby Vision, it has something called IQ attached to it now. So what that does is it understands the ambient lighting in your room. And depending on how light it is, it'll adjust not only the brightness of the screen, like an energy saving mode, it'll be more specific with the actual coloring and contrast and whatnot.
Love it. So where can we purchase products from LG's 2020 home entertainment lineup?
So for all the details on where to buy, pricing, and any retail locations, I would refer your listeners to lg.com.
Gilles Pereira, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you very much, Mark.
We'll be right back with more Tech It Out. Stay with us.
Want to follow Mark? Google him. Mark with a C and Saltzman with a Z. Breaking down geek speak into street speak. This is Tech It Out. Tech It Out with technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back to the 150th episode of Tech It Out. If you're looking to surprise someone for an upcoming celebration, maybe a birthday or anniversary or graduation, for example, wouldn't the recipient prefer something sentimental instead of material? That's where VidDay comes in, with a way to create a one-of-a-kind, custom, and memorable video with friends and family to celebrate any occasion. Joining us on the line to chat about VidDay is Ross Sabourin. He is a partner at VidDay. Welcome to the show, Ross.
Thanks for having me.
Great. So why don't we jump right in? What is VidDay all about?
Yeah, so VidDay is a video gift maker. It makes it easy to collect videos and photos to compile as a video montage and to give as a meaningful gift. It's a safe and easy to use online tool that helps us celebrate digitally, which is super important today with everything that's going on. It's an eco-friendly gift, and it focuses on the human connection instead of the more traditional materialistic gifts that people would often give.
Right. So walk us through how it works. I think it's a website, not an app. And then you choose an occasion like, say, birthday, right?
Yeah, so VidDay is perfect for a wide range of occasions. Birthdays is a really big category, but also for weddings, graduations, could be Mother's Day or Father's Day. So lots of different ways that people are using our platform to celebrate. But it all starts with creating an event page. You use it to collect media where you can upload videos and photos right to your personal dashboard. You can invite your friends and family to make submissions, and all of those pictures and videos, you can use our built-in tools to edit and arrange them. Once you hit the publish button, sit back and relax. VidDay will make the video montage for you.
All right, so it takes all the media that you throw at it, like still photos, as well as like maybe video clips, like home movies. You can probably choose some text, and then your technology then takes all of that and creates a sentimental sort of a collage or montage video. Is that right?
That's exactly right. And the best part, it's a website. So there's nothing to download, there's nothing to install, and the site is optimized for mobile. So you can even do it all from your smartphone.
Maybe you can help clarify how VidDay would differ from, say, opening up your phone, hitting record, and then sending a video greeting to, say, your university best friend who now lives in another country, and then shooting that off to them or uploading it to social media. How is this different? Is it because you're allowing the sender to collect all of these, or it's the magic of putting that montage together?
Sure. You touched on some great points there. Sending an individual a greeting, that's a great way to send a note as an individual. The focus for VidDay is really to help groups connect. So we received some videos where over 100 people contribute to a single event. VidDay helps to keep all of those submissions organized right within your personal dashboard. Mm-hmm. You don't have to have files getting emailed to you, sent on social media, sent via SMS. Everything gets uploaded directly to the site. Then you can use our built-in tools to crop the photos, add text, arrange them in a specific sequence, and then the magic really starts after you hit the publish button. Behind the scenes, we turn all of those individual submissions and create a beautiful video montage with it. And additionally, every time that a video is purchased through VidDay, we always make a donation to a charity. Currently, we're working with an organization called One Tree Planted, and every time a video is purchased, we actually plant a tree on your behalf.
Oh, it's great. I think House of Marley works with them as well, those headphones and speakers. It's a great organization. All right. So do you need to be tech savvy to do this? Because what if, I know some of my listeners are, they're not that comfortable with technology. Is it hard to get all those assets together to have VidDay create that montage?
Yeah, so our focus was really to make things as easy as possible. So if you have a device that can connect to the internet, you can head over to vidday.com, click the Get Started button, and the site will have instructions to walk you through the simple process. We also have an FAQ that's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Mm-hmm. And if you or any of your contributors, so the friends and family that you invite to upload media, have any questions or need any guidance, we have specialists available on live chat 7 days a week.
And how long is that video that's created by VidDay, and how long does it take typically to create it?
Sure. So we see videos ranging from as little as 2 minutes to over an hour in length. It really depends on the occasion and how many submissions you get. In terms of timing, you're going to want to give yourself a bit of time to get the submissions collected. You can set a submission deadline to kind of guide when friends and family should be getting the videos in by you. And then we do take 24 hours to turn around the video. So if you need the video for Sunday, just be sure to get it submitted by Saturday.
We're chatting with Ross Sabourin. He is a partner at VidDay. This is a website that creates a montage, a sentimental video-based gift for a loved one, regardless of the occasion. And you can have all of your friends and family crowdsource all their media about that person and use that one site in order to create this memorable video slideshow. Can the recipient save the greeting if they prefer to watch it offline?
Yeah, that's a great question. And yes, the video is a keepsake that can be cherished forever. So it can be downloaded using a computer, or you can view it directly online at vidday.com. After the creator receives the video, they can choose to make the link public, and then it's available for everyone to watch. You can share it on social media, and you can even automatically notify via email everyone that contributed to the video.
All right, great. And you said it can range in length from 2 minutes all the way to an hour. Is your pricing based on the length?
That's exactly right. So the process is free to start, which means that you can get the event set up, no commitment to any payment. Once the video is ready to finalize and you've hit the publish button, the price is tied to the length. So videos start around $12 US or around $16 Canadian.
All right. And that's on the low end, obviously. And then if it's an hour, it's going to be more, but certainly a lot less than you would pay a big production company to create something like this offline, right?
That's exactly right. And we also offer all of our Get Well videos completely free of charge. It's our way of helping someone on their road to recovery.
Oh, that's great. So all the Get Well videos, if you click that occasion, that tab, then there's no charge. That's great to know. Ross Sabourin from VidDay. The website is vidday.com, VIDDAY.com. Is that right?
That is absolutely right. Yeah, thanks a lot for having us on the show today. Yeah, we're just thrilled to be able to continue to deliver smiles around the world. Mm-hmm. We have something that we call our smile counter, and it's our best estimate as to how many smiles we've created around the world. And at this point, we're at about 500,000 and counting.
Oh, wow.
And that's to over 150 countries around the world.
Oh, congratulations. I didn't realize that you were already of that size. That's very impressive indeed. And congratulations, and wishing you continued success and stay healthy as well. Great to chat with you.
Thank you kindly, and have a great day.
We'll be right back with more Tech It Out when we catch up with Amber Mack. Stay with us.
Breaking down geek speak into street speak. Tech It Out, hosted by Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back to Tech It Out, everyone. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. This show is powered by ASUS, the company that creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life, including its line of award-winning laptops like its ZenBooks, its VivoBooks, ExpertBooks, and Chromebooks. For those in search of incredible, check out asus.com/US/radio for more info. That's asus.com/US/radio. I wanted to invite back onto the program one of my very favorite people in the industry, Amber Mack. Of course, she's a TV and radio host, entrepreneur, author, speaker, and president of Amber Mack Media. And somewhere in there, she sleeps. I don't know when or how, but this time around, we've got Amber back to share a few gadget gift ideas for Father's Day, since it's coming up next weekend. Hi, Amber. Thanks for your time.
Hey, Mark. Thanks so much for having me.
Of course. Always a pleasure chatting with you. Why don't we dive right in? Perhaps you can give us some high-tech gift ideas for Dad, beginning with a wearable device just in time for the summer, which starts June 20th.
Absolutely. So I think a lot of dads, I know my husband is thinking a lot more about health and fitness, and smartwatches can be a great way to be able to monitor your health and to exercise at home, or if you want to start running or even just walking more. So the first recommendation is the Samsung Galaxy Watch. It's the Active 2. One of the things that I really love about this watch, Mark, is that it will work with both Android and iOS devices. And I think that is really helpful for a lot of people. It also comes with 39 different activities in terms of different exercises and programs that you can do. So it's almost like having a real-time coach on your wrist.
Love it. Now, as good as the Apple Watch is, you're right, because I'm reading between the lines here, it does only work with iPhone. So this is where this product is a little bit more versatile, because it doesn't dictate what smartphone you need. And you don't need a Samsung either.
Exactly. And that's one of the things I've been thinking a lot more about, is that there are lots of families that aren't just families that use iOS or families that just use Android. We're a bit of a mix in our house. Mm-hmm. So I do love this idea that it's just more compatible for more people. And just a quick mention, they also have the Samsung Galaxy Buds Plus. So these, of course, are earbuds that you can use, and lots of battery life up to 11 hours, and an amazing set of earbuds in terms of music quality and sound. And again, also iOS and Android compatible. I think we're seeing more flexibility in the marketplace, to be honest with you, when it comes to compatibility. So there's more players that are working together.
I know we're talking Father's Day, but my wife, Kelly, who is a fitness instructor and a kickboxing teacher, she wears these Galaxy Buds Plus when she goes out for a run and gets ready to train. She swears by them. I love that. Up to 11 hours of battery life, and really clear mic too for taking calls. It's got this two-way speaker design with AKG technology, a company that Samsung acquired. Now, what about the outdoorsy dad out there? Again, summer is around the corner, and thankfully, with society slowly and cautiously opening up, we're going to spend more time on the go.
So for the outdoorsy dad, I have a product here from a company that I have followed for so many years. It's called Scott E Vest. Mm-hmm. You probably know them. I know a lot of my geek friends wear their clothing. And this is their pack windbreaker. Now it has 19 pockets in it. So that's what Scotty Vest is most famous for. They like to say that it's not rocket science, it's pocket science, which is always a fun way to say that they have a lot of pockets for all of your gear. What's great about this is that not only is it a windbreaker where you can put things like your phone and any other gadgets or items you need to carry on you, but I also love that it folds into its own back pocket. And that means it's very portable in many ways in terms of bringing with you if you're camping or just out on the go and you want to make sure you have an extra jacket with you. So Scotty Vest makes awesome products. It comes in 5 different colors. And I think this is really a gift for any dad. It doesn't matter what you do, but it's something that anyone can use.
Speaking of gifts, I understand you have a promo code that you can share to get a discount on that Scotty Vest. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can use the promo code AM30 to get 30% off that or some of their other Father's Day items. And they always have really great seasonal sales. So it's a good idea to go check out some of the things they have. If it's not the windbreaker, they have other items as well.
All right. AM30, Amber Mack is our guest right now. She's, of course, a recognized TV and radio show host, a tech expert, entrepreneur, and best-selling author as well. We're talking some great gadget gift ideas for Father's Day. Next up is something for the gamer dad, of which I would be part of that family. So talk to us about something that can enhance or supersize our interactive entertainment.
I should just throw this one right back over to you. I will say that my son, who's 11 now, is just starting to play video games a little bit more seriously since, of course, he's been doing virtual school or learning to game better. I don't know what you want to call it. And
it's a fine line.
Exactly. Yeah. It's been fun recently. So he has been bugging me that he wants his own monitor. My husband, Chris, has been gaming with him. So my recommendation is the 27-inch LG Ultra Gear gaming monitor. So it's great for the gaming dad who likes to play alone or with their kids. What's awesome about this is it has a really fast refresh rate, so good for gaming and thinking about any game you're playing, whether it's something like Call of Duty or Counter-Strike. So the idea being that oftentimes, of course, when we're playing video games, I don't have to tell you this, Mark, but you do often want that external monitor. I know my son's trying to set up his room right now, so he has almost like a gaming studio, so to speak.
So first of all, yeah, if he's on a laptop, then for sure you're going to want to extend that to a monitor. And even if it is a desktop, you do want a nice big monitor that's not just about size, but also the speed. So this has a 144 hertz refresh rate and a 1 millisecond motion blur reduction. So in plain English, this could give you an edge on the competition as you're gaming. Every millisecond counts, as my son Ethan often reminds me. When we return on Tech It Out, we'll continue chatting with Amber Mack about some last minute Father's Day gadget gift ideas. Or if you're listening to this in podcast form, you've already missed Father's Day, fret not. If maybe he received a gift card that he can redeem for some cool tech, then it's still relevant, or keep it in mind for yourself. Why not? I won't tell. You're listening to Tech It Out on the Radio America Network on the 150th show. Thank you for helping us reach this very important milestone. We'll be right back with more Tech It Out. Stay with us.
Follow Mark Saltzman on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. We're catching up with Amber Mack, seasoned technology expert. She's an author, she's a speaker, she's a TV and radio show host, and she's joining us to share some Father's Day gadget gift ideas. Now, before the break, Amber, we were talking about gamers as well, especially those who play multiplayer matches online. And speaking of multiplayer gaming and other fun under your roof, what about better Wi-Fi for dad?
Yeah, so I know right now, again, as we've talked about before, there are many people in your home if you have kids and everybody wants to be on their devices at the same time. So a recommendation that I have is a TP-Link Deco X60. This is a mesh network that allows you essentially to blanket your house in Wi-Fi. It also allows you to have a better experience if there are multiple people on multiple devices. So the idea being that you'll have a seamless experience because it is using the latest technology. So when we talk about these mesh networks, Mark, as you know, I mean, they can cover a house up to more than 4,000 square feet. So the idea being is you place these decos, they look like little pods in different parts of the home. And that means you no longer have those corners of the house where you have hard to reach Wi-Fi.
Dead zones, the dreaded dead zones. So that's the TP-Link Deco X60, 4K, 8K streaming support as well. So it's a mesh system. And you're at home with your better Wi-Fi on your beautiful LG monitor and you want to print something, a gorgeous photo to put in a frame. Yes, we still do that. What could you recommend there?
Yeah, so for working from home, we have the HP Tango Smart Home Printer, and that essentially is a printer that makes it really easy to print from your smartphone. And the idea being there, it's just a quick experience if you want to print something for your work, or maybe you have to print something for your kids. What I love is they also have this Print, Play, and Learn free online resource from HP, and that means that you can print things like worksheets and coloring pages and puzzles and all that stuff for kids ages 2 to 12. So if you're working from home, this is a really good option.
All right. So it's Print, Play, and Learn. It's for your smartphone. It's a free online resource from HP to support millions of families around the world who have transitioned to learning from home. I know that your 11-year-old has done that, as you've mentioned. So that's called the HP Tango Smart Home Printer as well for the work from home dad, or maybe to print something like a photo or something for the kids' homework. Thanks so much for your time. All the best. Looking forward to chatting with you soon.
Thanks so much, Mark.
Amber is one of my very favorite people in the industry. We both go back. And here's a little fun fact. We co-hosted a TV show together in the early 2000s called Gadgets and Gizmos. No, we didn't come up with the name. I would not take credit for that. It's supposed to be a play on the word or the song from The Little Mermaid, Gadgets and Gizmos Aplenty. I forgot the name of the song, but, anyhow, yeah. So that was fun. But Amber is awesome. And, we call each other frenemies because we compete for the same gigs. But we also hire each other wherever we can. So she's absolutely brilliant. And I couldn't be more proud of her success. It was a pleasure having her on the show. So, speaking of the show, as I mentioned off the top, thank you so much for helping me hit the milestone of 150 episodes. Tech It Out started in July of 2017. It has grown significantly. It's now a podcast as well. So, a sincere thank you to all the listeners out there who have made the show what it is. Thank you to Radio America, the syndicator of this program. And also thank you to the sponsors. Without your support, this wouldn't happen. So thank you so much to ASUS, the title sponsor on this program. ASUS creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life. ASUS, for those in search of incredible, visit asus.com/US/radio for more info. That's asus.com/US/radio. If you have any feedback on Tech It Out, or you've got some suggestions for upcoming guests or topics, you can hit me up over email at tech@marksaltzman.com. That's Mark with a C and Saltzman with a Z. If you're listening to Tech It Out in podcast form, please feel free to share it. It's probably pretty easy to do so right from within your podcast platform, to tap that little arrow that looks like you're sending it somewhere, and then select someone to email it to, text it to, or post to social media. And feel free to give a star rating or a review of Tech It Out. I'm always up for feedback. And speaking of social media, if you want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram or LinkedIn or what have you, I write a tech tip of the day. So it's mostly every day, I should say. And it is like a little tip or trick or hack on getting the most out of your technology, little things you can do. For example, if you're having trouble typing on an iPad, I show you how you can simply pull apart the virtual or digital keyboard to make it easier to hold your iPad and type at the same time. You don't have to set anything up in advance. It just works. I show like little videos like how to clean your keyboard with a Post-it note that you're about to throw away, that little yellow sticky note, how you can use that to clean the inside of your keyboard of dust and crumbs and hair and whatnot. How to turn old tech into something useful in your house, like turning an old Android phone into an alarm clock, or a remote for your smart TV, or an old iPad for a tablet, or a recipe book, a digital book that you can keep in the kitchen, and so on and so forth. And as we wrap up, I want to wish all the dads out there a happy Father's Day. A big happy Father's Day to my dad, Stan the Man. I love you, and I look forward to seeing you later. Have a healthy and safe week ahead, everyone. Look forward to catching up with you next weekend on Tech It Out.